What's happening?
I have like food phlegm.
That's real gross.
Tell you what, you don't get food phlegm from HelloFresh.
Little preview. HelloFresh. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. Are we going? Are you good? Are you ready?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
I know.
Why am I so tired?
Because it's Wednesday. It's hump day.
It's Wednesday. We couldn't record this last night. We got to do it during our lunch break.
Yeah. Well, we have exciting news, so that's why we couldn't do it during.
Yeah.
Are we
Last
sharing
night.
the news?
Yeah, we can. It's public.
It's technically public.
I already tweeted about it. I tweeted all about it.
Oh, you did? What a responsible company man.
Yeah. What's happening?
I look really. This looks kind of dark, doesn't it? Or maybe it's the monitor.
It's a little dark.
It's okay. We could always boost it in post.
I guess so, but then it takes longer to export.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's fine. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I'm just kidding. We're very happy.
Yeah, so we have exciting news because we bought Josh. Well, not us.
We didn't buy it, did we? I thought we were in.
You and I didn't buy it.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Are
am
we-
I gonna see that in my paycheck that I also purchased this? Because that would
You
I would
did
be
not.
like,
No.
We're in partnership with them, right? Or
No, we acquired them.
Holy shit!
We just bought them.
You're
They're-
mine.
they're ours now.
We went to because they were gonna partner. We were gonna partner with them.
Oh, is that what happened? We were going to partner, and now we're.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know these things. The business
Welcome back to
things.
We Stayed Late. In the midst of a business conversation.
The podcast that talks about business
and Harry Potter.
and Harry Potter
The business podcast.
and makes your ears bleed.
Oh no!
oh,
I think
wait,
it actually
you actually
did that.
pop my ear.
I know.
Ah.
I'm making.
Am
I'm
I
peeking.
echoey now?
I'm gonna
I feel
put
like
on.
I sound weird.
I think that's just typical. It does
Maybe.
sound a little interesting this time.
What did you do, Luis? There's definitely
Did you just ruin it?
I broke the system.
Oh well.
there's
Okay.
definitely an echo. I'm
Yeah.
hearing myself twice. Do you guys
Ooh.
hear that?
I do hear myself twice.
Who's going away?
I'm gone. Oh, I'm back.
Wait.
Guys,
Do
every
over.
time you-
This is better. Maybe. No.
Should we stop it and see if it's?
I guess
I
we'll be
think we
right
have
back.
to.
Nope, you're fine.
Well, we made it. Well, here we are again.
We're
Okay.
back.
We're
All
back.
right.
I think the video should just play through that whole thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Just cut out the audio.
This is raw, genuine emotion things happening. I don't know words.
It was just the sound. We could hear you echoing.
I think
but the
I found. I think I
program-
sound better now.
Yeah, I think it's back to normal.
Yeah, yeah.
I just broke it with my voice. I'm gonna put on this official Group 9 media.
Pass.
Look at that.
It's pretty exciting.
Where we had to talk about our feelings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
That was
Yeah.
a good day.
We won.
We did. We won the free pizza.
Now we just have to get pizza. We have to figure out.
Because
We
we're
have to
good at
coordinate.
talking about our feelings and
I know.
documenting it real fast.
We do that very well. We have lots of experience with that. But yeah, no, it's exciting. We.
So what is Jash?
Jash is a comedy company that was founded by a bunch of people, but their celebrity partners are Michael Cera and Reggie Watts and
Sarah
Tim and
Silverman.
Eric.
Sarah Silverman and Tim and Eric.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Fancy.
We checked out their studios. They got the Norm Macdonald
Set.
They got the Doug getting Doug with high set.
Yeah,
which
pretty
is great.
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That we like went into it and we were like, oh shit, this is like.
And it's
the
always interesting
set.
going into a studio because it's a lot smaller than you think.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, for sure.
Because the camera just makes everything wide. I remember when I went to a basketball game, and I was like, holy shit, this court is tiny. Because when you look at the game
Yeah,
in real
it's
life, it's like, it looks huge. Same with football. Everything just looks a lot bigger. So if you're watching this and you have the opportunity to come inside this studio, you're going to be like, damn,
That's really small.
that's a tiny corner.
Yeah,
because
it's
it
an
is.
itty-bitty corner.
It's an itty bitty corner.
Yeah.
But
It looks like we're in an endless
Endless
space.
void.
Into
Endless
the void.
nope,
but,
it's just
you know,
black. You know what was bigger than I thought it was gonna be?
What?
The SourceFed studio.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like this. Wait, for the listeners at home, I'm gesturing to the studio that even the people watching the video can't see.
Yeah, no
But
one
I
can
thought
see.
it was gonna be like. I mean, it's definitely bigger than this.
It's
right?
definitely bigger than this, yeah.
Okay. Which was now taken over by Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan has taken
yeah,
over
he
the
took
SourceFed
over
studio.
the whole building, and I was just like, oh.
I wonder if
okay.
he's going to have the cockroaches in there now.
Oh, of course he's gonna have the cockroaches in
I
there.
feel like I should
There's
start
no
listening.
Way. There's no way that you're gonna get rid of them. They're
Yeah.
like just in the walls.
They're breeding in there. They're gonna take over.
Although
They say-
he might have enough clout to like complain
That's
for them
true.
to
That's
actually
true.
get rid of them.
I remember they had they were because they tried to debug the place and what did they have a little.
They tried spraying it down. They definitely bombed
So,
the place.
Danny,
with, like, like we had to like leave early.
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
people had to leave early. But the poor editors, we didn't get to leave early.
Nope.
We
so
had
we
to
got
get-
bombed.
We got bombed. The guy's spraying dangerous chemicals. He has a mask on, and we're over there editing videos.
And we're like, hello.
hello, we're still here. It's like,
still
you
here.
need to get out right
Yeah.
now. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this video needs to go up right now.
Our audience is going to be upset if
Yeah.
they don't get their source fed.
Yeah, we're
You
going to get
guys-
some angry
you guys risked
tweets.
some crazy lung problems.
I probably lost a year or two.
Oh.
But it was worth it.
It was worth it for the fans.
R.I.P. source.
R.I.P. source. Well, in that vein, moist little ears, not tears. Although moist little tears would make sense too.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that I thought it was Moist Little Tears.
Moist little tears makes more sense than moist little ears.
No, I think some moist ears is fine.
moist ear sounds painful
Why?
because
get
You got an
ears a little wet.
infection.
it's like swimmer's ear.
No, you just put a little water.
You got so
on
much
your ear.
pus in there, it's just pouring out.
No.
It's
No,
just like,
that's
yeah.
not moist little ears. That's like disgusting, gross, infected ears.
What?
Yeah.
That's moist. That's why people don't like that word.
We just said two of the worst words: moist and puss.
Those are two of the worst words. What SourceFed oddity / game would you have wanted to participate in the most?
The one I wish I won was that stupid table one.
I know. Fuck that
You
table.
got- you
one.
got it.
I was able to do it.
I realized I
I
needed.
tried so hard.
I
We
need
need
a
to
better.
get that footage.
I don't know where it is. It's gone.
Autumn had it, didn't she?
I don't know.
We need
She
to get
probably
Autumn
deleted
back on
it.
here. No, I doubt it.
I'm sure she
saved
did.
That. She
I don't
still
know.
Has it.
We'll have to get her. We'll have
Yeah.
to kidnap her.
We'll ask her. We'll bring her in and we'll ask her.
Yeah.
And by that I mean we'll tie her up and ask her.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play the drinking games.
Oh, that's what I wanted to play. I
I
wanted to
want-
play
The
the
Two
drinking
Truths and a
game.
Lie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have failed horribly. But I think
That
would
would have been great. Yeah, I guess that's it. Boom. Two truths and a lie. Drunk. Next question.
I wanted to do the IKEA furniture one.
You wanted to be woken
Oh,
up at 2
I was
in the
there.
morning or 3 in the morning and build furniture.
I think I'd be good at that.
Well, me, Darren, and Len had to go early
Sorry, I'm
at
just
like 2 in the
remembering
morning.
video.
We had to go there 2 in the morning and quietly set it up. And
Amazing.
yeah, Will didn't want to do any of that.
No, I can
No.
I can imagine he did not. I can
And
imagine
Steve had to
none of
build
them
a
wanted to.
had to build a what's it called a baby
Crib.
Crib.
That's what it's called.
Remembering Steve's face when he opened the door.
Yeah.
That was a great meme.
That was
I wish
such a
we
good
could bring it back.
He
meme.
wanted to murder everybody.
Yeah. So good. Oh, and then it is unrelated but sort of related. We just recently rewatched Ava
Which
running
one?
through the IKEA.
Oh yes, that's a classic.
And just that person just eating
Aw,
it.
Good times.
Just eating it so hard because she started to run
Yeah.
because she was being her and she was just bounding like a gazelle.
I don't understand that. If you see someone else run, you have to run too?
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a SourceFed video where Ava goes to Ava Gordy
the brand new IKEA in
goes
Burbank.
goes to the IKEA in Burbank, and there's a part of the video that we caught that was not planned at all. But Ava starts running towards the store as Ava does.
Because she saw a friend of hers.
That's right. That's what it was. She saw a friend, and so she's running towards the store, and this other person decides that she's gonna run too.
Yeah.
And like speeds up subconsciously, trying to beat Ava to the door.
Why?
For whatever reason.
For whatever, yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And then she just trips and eats it so hard on the curb.
She-
Not
yeah, she-
Ava,
she
this
missed-
random person.
Yeah, she missed the yellow curve
Yeah.
and just fell right on her face.
It's real good.
so
You have to go
messed up.
watch it. We got the footage back. Nobody knew. Like I got the footage and I had no idea that it had happened.
Yeah.
No one noticed that
And
it
so
happened, right?
Ava noticed when it happened. Because
Okay.
Zach helped the person up.
Oh, okay. So okay.
And we never saw that footage. Like the public never saw the footage of Zach
Yeah.
helping the person up afterwards. But
Well-
he did help the person up afterwards and like make sure she
There
was
was
okay.
that shooting stars meme. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, and
Yeah.
then Autumn did that.
Yeah,
for
we
that
made a
vid-
shooting
yeah.
star. It was perfectly timed.
It was
like,
so good.
yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, so Ava had no idea
I have
until
a feeling
afterwards.
like I feel I would be the type of person that if I saw somebody running, I might start a light jog as well.
As well.
Just because I would assume they're running away from something dangerous.
See, but I think it was the opening day there. So I think she assumed like, oh, they have a discount on meatballs or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Those meatballs are already discounted pretty, like 50 cents a meatball.
That's pretty cheap for a meatball.
Everything's pretty cheap in IKEA.
I know. I do like
Okay,
IKEA.
look, some people say that the IKEA furniture is garbage.
No, it's pretty great.
It's pretty great. I'm going to go on the offense on this and say
here's-
that I have IKEA furniture that's
Yeah.
lasted from 2009, and it's still going strong. And it's not that bad to put it together.
I was gonna say the biggest problem, the reason why people think IKEA furniture is bad, in my experience,
Yes.
is that they will buy it and not put it together right.
That's
and
what it
then
is.
be like,
incompetent
why
people.
why is this not work? Why does this fall apart? And it's like, because you didn't fucking put the screws in.
Right.
Yeah.
You put the little, the little metal thing. This
Yeah.
is very niche.
Oh, yeah.
The little metal things that you're supposed to put in, and then you're supposed
Twist
to
it.
take a screwdriver
That's why I
and
gotta
twist them.
twist
to-
it. If
yeah.
you don't twist it,
and
it's
they
gonna
just
fall apart.
put them the fuck in, and then the whole thing is loose, and they're like, this is a piece of shit. And I go under the table and I
No.
go, no.
You're a piece of shit.
Correction, you're a piece of
I wish
shit.
I worked at IKEA and be like, oh, I know the problem here. You're a piece of shit. Thank you.
I don't think you'd work at that.
No, I
Hi, I'd
wouldn't.
like to return this. What was wrong with it? Oh, it just was. It wouldn't go together right. No, you aren't put together right.
You aren't put together
Your
right.
brain doesn't work right. You're a piece of shit.
Oh, I feel bad for
we
those
would get
people.
fired instantly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know-
but I think that's why, because I've had multiple experiences where people have been like, this furniture sucks, and then you like look at it and it's just not put
Yeah.
together. The wooden bar is like going across diagonally instead of straight across, and
Yeah.
like the things aren't twisted, and you're like, if you put it together right, it's actually pretty good.
It's not bad. I got some curtains from IKEA.
Oh yeah, I mean, so those are
Those
yeah,
aren't
put
bad.
those together.
Yeah. You ever have curtains?
Yeah.
I actually bought. Okay,
got some
so
curtains.
Yeah.
so a little,
I got some-
Curtains make the room look
Curtains
way
help
better.
so
I didn't
much.
realize that. My
Yes.
my living room looks so much better with curtains now.
Yeah, I got some curtains. I also still have blinds because
Yeah.
you gotta have some
I
blinds.
got some blinds, yeah.
I got some little.
Those cheap ass little blinds my cats like to nibble at and break because they
Yeah.
see a bird outside.
Yeah. I got those little cat pillows. Have you seen that?
No.
Like last year, they this is some IKEA gossip. They had.
Ooh, IKEA got alert. IKEA gossip.
IKEA gossip.
They had a new. It's not really gossip, but they just had a new print.
Oh, all right.
They had a new print.
We
And it was
hyped
like
that
a
up.
cat print, and it was real cool. And they made pillows out of them instead of me just buying the fabric to make the pillows. I was like, they already have the pillows
Oh, that's
made.
perfect.
So I have these like black cat pillows
cat
that are really
pillows.
cool from
That's
IKEA.
fun.
They're nice.
So little tip, if you want to take photos, if you like to be a photo person.
Okay.
So I was doing headshots before I worked at SourceFed because I was poor.
Oh yeah.
Very poor. But I had a camera.
Okay.
I could have sold the camera for money, but instead I
Tried
didn't.
to.
Yeah.
It's like selling the cow when you could
Yep,
try to sell the milk.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
It's like selling the cow when you could sell the eggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so I went to IKEA. I was trying to figure out a way to do, because we had a bunch of spaces outside. We had like brick and the back of a shed outside that we could take photos at. I'm outside the apartment, and like there were a couple areas outside that were good. But I wanted a controlled space inside where I could do like photos on a white backdrop. Which, like, if you guys have seen the like headshot picture that I have,
Yes.
Yeah.
that, against that white backdrop, like that was it. And also the goblin one from Hannah's thing that
Yes.
has that white backdrop. Okay, so basically what that is that's from IKEA. So I had a couple of soft boxes I got for super cheap off eBay, which we've had in the office.
Yeah.
And then I bought blinds. They're like curtain. They're like a blinds thing from IKEA. I think it was the longest one they had. They had a bunch of different options. Like they had ones that were like just like a foot long, and then they had
Right.
I think they had one that was like 4 or 5 feet. And so so I bought that one. I think it was like $30-something. It wasn't very much. Might have been a little more than that, but I don't remember. It was either 30 or 60 because I don't know. But anyway, then I mounted it up in one of the rooms, and I could just pull. It was like one of the. It was basically a single roll that had that you pulled down, and it became
it's
a
those type of
screen.
one of
blinds.
those.
You know what I'm
Okay,
talking about?
Yeah.
But it was pure white.
That's great.
And so I could just pull that down and it would stay where it was, and then you just light it, and then you have a
Huh.
perfect background. And then if it's not wide enough for the shot, you can still take the photo, and then you just have to crop it in post. You
Right.
just crop it in a little bit,
Bada boom.
bada boom, and that's your
Damn,
white backdrop.
That's a good idea.
So if you're looking for a white backdrop for anything you're doing, even for like YouTube videos or whatever you want to make, if you just want like a white background, sort
Go
of
to
like
IKEA.
SourceFed.
Just be lucky enough to live near an IKEA.
Okay, well, there's a Target. So you could
Yeah,
make it
maybe
work
they
with
have
the
it
Target.
at Target. I mean, you can order them online too.
That's
You
true.
can get them
Oh,
sent to you.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like super cheap. It's way cheaper because I was looking at originally I was like, okay, I need something that is inexpensive because I'm poor as fuck,
Mm-hmm.
and I need something that is that I can mount up on my wall, but is not going to be like too crazy to mount. Like I didn't want to do like what we have up here,
Oh, yeah, no,
where
that's
it's like where
ridiculous.
it's like a grid and all sorts of shit. So so I needed something that was like quick and dirty, but allowed me to also I wanted to be able to pull it up,
Yeah.
so that I could have a normal room and then pull it down when we were shooting. And so I looked at like projector screens.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? How they're like white.
yeah.
But the problem with those is that they reflect light.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm
Because
like,
the
that
whole-
sounds like as soon as you said, it, I was like, that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for that kind of thing though, where
Right.
it retracted into the ceiling.
Mhm.
Like I was imagining the old screens at like a school, right, where you
Yeah.
would pull it down. It's just a big white screen, and you pull it down. And I didn't want to do butcher paper because it seemed like it'd be too flimsy and it'd break and
Yeah.
it'd get dirty and whatever. And I'd figure out a way to mount it. I didn't
Yeah.
want to have to figure out a way to mount it. I wanted just to mount. So
Yeah, and the old projector things, those are surprisingly expensive
they're
too.
so expensive. It was like a couple $100.
Too much.
Too much.
You gotta kill
Too much
somebody
for me. It's the only way to make that much money. And so yeah, so I settled on that, and it worked beautifully. It was awesome. So if you're looking for a cheap way to do that, it's a way to do
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, little pro
Or
tip.
just work at a studio and then borrow the.
Yeah, but
space
that
and take
requires
your
a
own-
little more. That requires a little more
That's
work.
what I always did.
Yeah, if you work at a studio, you're lucky. But I was working at home
Yes.
for very little money. Okay, you have 24 hours left to use your legs before you get leg paralysis for the rest of your life.
Oh no.
What will you do during these
No.
24 hours? Martin asks.
Run.
Okay, wait. It's just your legs?
Yeah.
Like.
Pretty
Okay.
sure that's what he said. Let me check. Use your legs before you get leg
Why are
paralysis.
you thinking about
Because I'm thinking
intimate moments?
Yes, of course
Yeah.
I am. But like also, usually when you have leg paralysis, it's like your lower half. It's not just your legs.
Yeah,
Right.
it's your.
If it's just your legs, it's a different story. And I have different
no,
things
I think it's
would wanna
lower.
do.
I think it's probably lower body. I would assume it's.
Well, then yeah, I would have
Yeah,
some intimate moments.
Yeah, lower
before.
body. I would just be like, just message any of my old hookups and be like, look, this is what's going on. I don't know what's going on in your life, but
Yeah.
hey, hi,
Please. I'm
Please,
about to
I got
lose the
a
lower half of
day.
my body.
I got a day.
Let's see. So that's gonna take up
I
probably.
dance.
Yeah.
You could dance with your upper body.
Yeah, but it's not as fun.
Soccer.
No.
I play some soccer,
I'd kick
yeah.
somebody in the face.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I guess you're gonna go to prison. It's not gonna matter.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
No, that's no, I wouldn't do
You
that.
wouldn't go to
You know,
prison.
I accidentally did do that. We were doing this like fighting combo.
Wait, you accidentally kicked somebody in the face.
Well,
You were wait, hold on, back up. You were doing a fighting combo? What does that mean?
yeah.
Tell me
guys,
what this
I don't.
means.
I can't. Words don't process well on my brain. No, we were in this fighting workshop in theater in college.
Oh, okay, that makes
and
sense.
That's the editor. was.
Okay.
And so we were going over this like exercise, and they would like grab my arm, and then I would break out with my foot, but I accidentally kicked this person right in the face in the ground, and I felt terrible about it. And
Aw.
that's the end of the story.
So you had like a Blade Runner moment with like Harrison Ford and what's his
I
face?
haven't seen any of the movies yet.
Oh,
but
well,
yes.
There's a picture of that. What's his name? What's the
Harrison
hot guy?
Ford and
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling. Harrison Ford accidentally really
It's
punches
crazy.
Ryan Gosling.
In
Yeah,
the
it
face?
really punches him.
And there's a picture of the right afterward because like it's right here, and Harrison Ford's face is just like, oh god, I fucked up, and you see Ryan Gosling just like in like his face is just smushed. He's like, oh, because he got really punched in the face.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a good story.
So
Yeah.
they shared like
You should see
whiskey or something.
Google
afterwards.
that picture. It exists.
good.
It's a real funny
Why don't
picture.
you Bing it?
They're still friends.
Yeah, why don't you Bing it?
Bing it. You
It's
ever,
not an ad for Bing,
I was
No,
like,
it's
but
not.
why?
but you could Bing it because you can.
you can. Why not? Yahoo it. Do they still search engine?
Ask Jeeves it.
What else? What
Remember
else we
Ask
got?
Jeeves?
Yes.
I don't think that exists
What about that
anymore.
one with the
Rep-
dog?
Web crawler.
What's the one with the dog? Go get it, boy.
I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go get it, Jack.
So-
Rover.
So
Oh, damn it.
when I was in, did I tell the story about playing flag football in PE and I annihilated somebody on accident?
No.
No.
Okay. Fuck. So we were playing flag football and in PE, and I was a soccer player, so I wasn't a very good football player, except for being a running back.
Okay.
I could be a running back because I
Yeah.
could run. And so I was playing that on offense, and so we had scored, and we were up by whatever. And so there was a guy who was a football player, but like really an asshole, like just an asshole
Right.
guy who was he was like a school bully, like he was just the worst, and so he was playing on the other team and they were losing, so he was
angry.
he was mad, and so I was playing defense at that point, and he got the ball somehow on the other side and started running down the field and was just like super far down the field,
Yeah.
just was gonna score, and he was an asshole and I didn't want him to score, so I went running after him as fast as I possibly could, just like full dead sprint. There was no way I was gonna catch him, but I was like, I'm just gonna chase him because if I don't, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life.
The rest- yeah.
The rest of your life.
Yeah.
This is me in like, whatever, 9th grade. I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life. So I went sprinting after him just as fast as possible down the field. And he must have slowed down or he must have been slow because I caught him.
Uh-huh.
And I was behind him and I was about to go pull his flag before he got to the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached down to grab it and he decides to be his normal asshole self and do a front flip
What a dick.
into the end zone because he didn't know I was there.
Uh-huh.
So he decides to do that. His legs come up as my hand goes forward.
No.
His legs go up into my chest as I lean forward.
No.
His face goes into the ground. I grab his flag and he starts
still grabs the
skidding
flag.
on his face just along the
Yeah, I
grass
could see
all
that.
the way into the end
no.
zone. And he got up and his whole face was just like bloody. Because he had landed right on his nose, so he had a bloody nose, and then he got up and did this, and so he just had blood
Oh no.
everywhere. And this is like a huge football player.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. So what's the aftermath? I need to know what.
So
what did
he
your
didn't
teacher do?
score,
Okay.
first of all.
Yeah.
So that's all that really matters.
Yeah, but what did the teachers do? What I need to
Oh,
know
so
the
he
immediate...
went skidding into the thing, and he was like, "Fuck!" Because he was bleeding and his nose hurt, and he I don't know if he broke his nose or what happened, but he just held his face and went to the. They were like, "Go to the nurse immediately."
He was never the same again.
Then I
Okay.
never saw him again. No, and the only aftermath was that he came back like a day later, and he had a thing on his.
Did he
Oh,
talk to
okay.
you afterwards?
No, he didn't talk to me in general. We didn't.
So
We weren't with the same.
he took it as he fucked up. Sort of.
I don't know. I never talked to him about it.
I want that. That's what I'm like. I want to know what
did
did
you
he
fuck up?
Yeah.
Do you feel the consequences of your actions? Do you blame somebody else? Like what's going on?
He
in your
never. We
ninth
never
grade
talked. We
brain?
never had a debrief. But but.
No, D.
Let's talk about what just happened here.
Yeah, we never did
Let's
that.
break
But-
it down.
But nonetheless, it was a moment where I didn't mean to hurt somebody, and
Yeah.
I hurt them. I mean, for high school standards, pretty badly. They were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "He tried to do a front flip, and
I'm like, well, that's his own
Also,
damn fault.
he's an
And
asshole."
And
Yeah,
then you're like, I got the flag though.
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't score, and all of and he was well known for being kind of a dick, and so all the
Okay.
teachers were like, oh, "Okay, yeah, that
That
makes
is
sense."
okay.
So if it had been just somebody who wouldn't have ever done a flip, I
I
would
just
have.
also like the idea of the teachers being like, haha, that little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Think
They
about
do
it
that.
now that you know that now that you
Teachers
know
are normal
teachers
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally was that. They were totally like, yeah, he that was sort of deserved. Not that anybody deserves to be in pain, but some people deserve to be in pain. For a little bit. Just a little bit, not like a lot. I'm not saying waterboard the dude.
No,
I'm just
that's-
saying,
It's okay. He just got a scratch on his nose. It's okay.
yeah, it like pushed his nose into his face. It was pretty crazy.
He didn't die.
Not that we know of.
Sure.
I mean, not yet. Actually, he might have. Not
Wait.
after that, but like in general.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Wait,
I
I
don't-
was
Well, this is
joking.
getting
I
dark.
got real dark.
Yeah.
Let's
go to the next-
Go to the
What's
next
the next
topic.
segment? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What's a career or hobby that you really like, but will probably never be a big part of your life?
A what? What?
A career or hobby that you really like, but is not something that you'll actually like pursue as being a big part of your life.
I really want
Too
to.
many things.
I really want to get into music.
Yeah, me too.
Like I'm talking.
Luis and I keep talking about trying to start this dumb band, and it never happens.
just-
We're never
Every
gonna
time
do
I
it.
see a band play, it's magic. Like it's amazing what they play. And when I was a kid, I thought people were just strumming, and
Yeah.
just magically making beautiful music. And then as I grew up, I was like, no, they're just like chords and specific things that just
You can learn.
You make it together. It's not just people diddly-daddling on the guitar.
Right.
Like there's actual chords. So I have a piano and a guitar. I'm probably going to try the piano. I don't know. I want to bring it to the
I think
studio.
that's a
and
little more
keep saying it.
versatile.
The piano, right?
Yeah.
And I could like use it for other
So,
stuff too.
so I guess the downside of the piano, right, is that you can't really bring it somewhere and
Yeah.
perform
You
and
can't jam out.
easily. But it also is way more versatile because if you know how to play the piano, you can play the piano and use MIDI and make it sound like any instrument.
Right. And you can show up somewhere and it'd be like, oh, you play the piano? That you're fancy.
Yeah.
But if you bring a guitar, to the campfire, like,
Yeah.
oh well, okay, yeah.
Well, and I think that there's like because I want. Oh, go ahead.
Also, I think with guitar sometimes it's just like I don't know, with slow songs you get that melody playing and you're playing the same 4 chords, and for some reason I don't like that. Like I like
interesting.
variety
Yeah,
and changing
Yeah.
it up. Maybe that's why I don't particularly like slow songs all that much. And just because it's like, oh, he's just changing. And drums seem fun, but I also see drums going in the same like rhythm. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
don't
They
change up,
literally
like,
keep
bum,
the
bum,
same
dun, dun, bum, bum, dun, dun, bum, bum, dun, dun. Like they have a good beginning and a good end, but
Yep.
then when you're in the middle, it's just kind of the same. So I feel like maybe piano.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that I had to grapple with is that like I was never gonna, because when you approach something as a kid, you're like, oh, I want to be, at least me. I was like, oh, I want to be the best at this.
Yeah.
And I had already it was like, when I got a keyboard, it was probably like 8th grade or something.
Uh-huh.
And I just had a realization that I was never going to be the best at it because there are people
So
that
you
started
stopped.
way earlier than I did,
Yeah.
and there are people that dedicated way more time to it. So I just stopped. And now as an adult, I've come to realize like, you don't
could still-
have to be the
yeah.
best. Why? You don't have to be the best at it. You just have to be able to play for fun.
And
so I would
sometimes-
totally learn if I had time.
Sometimes when I'm having a hard day, like I'll just get on the piano
Yeah.
and just play
Play.
out my
I know,
feelings,
I
if
love
that
that.
makes any sense.
Aw.
And like you can like I have some basic
Right,
idea of what
chords.
sounds good. So I'll just kind of like linger on a couple notes or go real quick and bounce back and forth. And it
Yeah.
makes and it's like it's a very cathartic experience.
Yeah.
You know? I'd like to have a better grasp
Yeah,
on
totally.
that.
I have a guitar and a ukulele that are definitely just sitting around being
Yeah.
decoration. Even though what I really wanted to learn was bass, but everyone was just like, learn guitar if you're going to do that.
Yeah,
you get
because you
the-
can do bass easily.
Yeah, and then I go, okay, and then I
you never
haven't
learned
learned
guitar.
anything.
That's because we could take a break from work and just jump on.
And have a little
a little
jam,
jam
session,
session.
even though we'd be horrible.
But that's how we start because it's hard for me to do it at the begin, like before I come to work or after I come to work.
Yeah, me too. It's
And
so
so,
hard.
but if I bring it here, then maybe as I like get up, because you kind of need to step up.
Yeah,
out
well,
of-
you need to take a couple minutes
You need to take a-
sometimes.
yeah. So I'll
Otherwise,
do-
you'd go crazy.
Yeah.
Also, animation. I
Oh, yeah.
don't have the time
Yeah,
to do it. Like,
yeah,
I have
yeah,
too
yeah.
many things else that I have to work on, and animation it's so tedious.
Yeah.
Even though I would love to do it, it's just, that has to become your whole life.
I know it is. It because it takes so long.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like 3D stuff. Like I would love
Ugh.
to be able to do 3D stuff, but on the computer.
Yeah, no, I
like
know.
3D modeling and animation and stuff. But there's just
That's
also
so
I'm
much
not
work.
creatively. I'm not a talented enough like artist drawing wise. Like I haven't trained for that. So like I can draw a little bit if I need to, but as far as being like good enough to be able to make things that people go, oh wow, that's really great. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just don't have the artistic skill to be able to do that.
It
piece
just
of
takes
it.
practice. And
Yeah,
like, and
but
not
that's what I mean.
having
It's
the
like I
time
don't.
to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't have the time
like-
to like learn it either. But I would like to be able to do it. I mean, I'd like to be able to make things in 3D, especially the way that the industry is going right now, and that like you could create a whole like I could if I was really good at it, I could make a short film by myself, just making all the pieces
That would
in
take
the animation.
years.
And yeah, but I could do it,
You
and then
could.
I could create like a what's that called? Not a prototype, but like a test. Not a test, but I could create a snippet of
Right.
like something bigger, and so you could pitch this kind of CG. That's what happened with a lot of like the bigger indie CG films.
Right.
Is that
You
they
do a scene.
they would do a scene, and so like I could do that, and then tell the story I want to tell, or introduce the world I want to introduce, and then be able to possibly sell that.
It's the same thing with cartoons. I have
Yep.
ideas for cartoons that I want to make, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so much better if I could just make little 5-minute piece of it and then
Yeah.
go, this is the show.
Yep.
More money here,
Hmm.
make it, dreams.
I have an animator friend. Maybe we should, if you can draw it, maybe he can animate it.
Well,
That'd be cool. But
'Cause
even
he can,
then, it just
he
takes
can add like
forever.
the limbs. and
Also,
stuff.
I have to pay them.
Yeah, but he
I
might
don't
do it
have
for
the
free.
money to do it.
He might do it for free.
No, that's not right.
I know, but he wants to. He's like, I have no creativity. I have no ideas, but I want to animate.
interesting.
Interesting.
And so he like that's like his form of. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's cool too because when I went to when I was at the con, we were at the con. There's so many people that I ran into that were like animators or were people that wanted to work on shit, and it's interesting because I used to be on the other side of the table talking to the people at the booths of like, hey,
Yeah.
I want to make stuff, I want to do stuff,
Mhm.
and I can see that same like passion for it, and it's really interesting because they're like, how do I get to be like, how do I get to make a comic and like do like have a table, and like, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like it literally was just we just did it.
Yeah, no, I was like, you did it. I was like, I'll draw the things. I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
planning getting a booth.
for Ruby. When I was trying to do Roots though, it was just me and I hired an artist
Yeah.
and I was just gonna go and do it. And then we started building more things to be
Mm.
at it because it was like if you just have one comic at a booth that can be kind of boring.
Yeah.
So then we started making other shit.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because I was able to actually be like, oh, look, I'm sitting in a booth.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
cool.
got to-
This is
we got to do
highly
this.
stressful.
I know. It those days were so tiring.
Mm-hmm.
Just like exhausted
Mhm.
afterwards.
But it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was
I'd
good.
do it again. I'd go.
Oh
to
yeah.
another
Oh yeah,
one.
absolutely. Okay, what is the most memorable job interview you've Oh, hold on. Before we do that,
Oh.
it's time for HelloFresh. Hello.
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 Hello, Fresh.
We
Hey, if
did
you-
it this time.
Do you have a friend named Fresh?
Why don't you go say hello to him, you bastard?
Go say hello to your friend Fresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers your favorite step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy.
It's tasty.
It's
Just
real good.
cook, eat, and enjoy?
Just cook, eat, and enjoy. We got a bunch of stuff to say here because they just announced their holiday
Ooh.
plans. And so they're like, hey, could you talk about your holiday stuff? And we were like, of course, because Thanksgiving is coming. And
Thanksgiving.
I don't
That's
know
the
what I'm
main
gonna-
holiday to think about right
Oh,
now.
God, we have to make so much food for Thanksgiving. Are you guys doing Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm trying to figure out the
A Friendsgiving?
Friendsgiving situation, and if the people who normally I go to for Friendsgiving, if they're still doing it or not, because
You should get
everything
HelloFresh?
changes every year.
Yeah, just order HelloFresh and then you could just make that stuff there.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be really good. Choose your delivery day.
I'm generally sitting here like, huh.
Yeah, that actually is not.
It.
It's actually a good idea. Choose your delivery day for when it works best for your busy schedule. Pause your account for weeks at a time when you're out of town. All the ingredients come pre-measured and handy labeled meal kits, so you know which ingredients go with which recipe, which is really nice. And it's delivered right to your door in a recyclable, insulated packaging. HelloFresh offers a wide variety of chef-curated recipes that change weekly, which is awesome because it means you're never gonna be never gonna get bored of the stuff that you have. And there's 3 plans to choose from. So they have the classic one, they have the veggie one, and they have the family one, which is cool because if you have a family and you need more
More
mouths,
food.
more food, you can get that. Classic has a variety of meat, fish, and seasonal produce. Veggie, it's like vegetarian recipes with plant-based proteins,
In my head, I was like, you get a lot of cheese.
grains, and seasonal produce. Yeah. And then family has quick and easy meals with all the yum-worthy flavor the whole family will love. That's the actual
Yum worthy?
Yum-
yum-worthy.
Yumworthy.
That's an amazing word, and I'm using it from now on. Hey, you
Excuse
guys.
me, I'm at Whole Foods. Do you have any yum-worthy food? Nope.
Nope. But
Got to go to HelloFresh for that.
and then you won't spend all night in the kitchen because recipes only take around 30 minutes to make, which is
That
awesome.
honestly is one of the best
Yeah.
parts.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, coming home to be able to go like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have this whole thing in half an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
I know.
That's
it's
a
so
TV
nice.
show.
Yeah, because normally like you have to prep for a long time and you have
Yeah,
to.
it's already
and
pre-prepped.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so they have holiday stuff right now. So they have like things like thyme gravy chicken with roasted carrots.
Oh, perfect for
Um,
Thanksgiving.
And how do you pronounce this?
What's that say?
What do you think that is? If you had to pronounce that.
Oh, jeez.
So it's. See, just read that bottom one for me.
Oh, gee. Hold on. Let me want to unhook this. Okay.
It's gonna be
Thyme gravy chicken with roasted carrots and Casillo e Pepe potatoes. I don't know if that's right.
Casillo y Pepe potatoes.
Casillo y Pepe potatoes.
That's
I
pretty
don't know
good.
what that is.
I,
But
hey,
I
no, no,
wanna,
it's really good. So
I want.
Oh,
I don't know
you've
how
had
to
it.
pronounce it, but that's what I just had. I just had that on a pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good.
So it's Italian.
I think so. I'd
Casillo e
assume.
Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepperoni.
They have figgy pork tenderloin
Wait,
with
no, it does not say figgy.
figgy pork.
That's very UK.
Figgy?
Dude,
Yeah.
bring me
The
some
figgy
figgy
pudding.
pudding. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Figgy pork, though.
Figgy.
Figgy pork, tenderloin with green
It's
beans
like,
and rosemary
it's like
potatoes.
Figs, like the fruit, I assume.
But
right?
what makes it ghee? Like what adds
yeah,
little
like
ghee?
what? Like
It's like peppery.
Oh yeah. Okay,
want
that makes
fi-
sense.
it's-
it has a
figgy.
little bit of a figgy taste.
Yeah.
You ever had figs?
Like it works as an adverb.
Right.
Like
No,
savory.
adjective.
No, an adjective.
Jesus
Like-
Christ.
Like savory.
It could be an adverb though. Like that's a very figgy
run?
dance you're doing there. Is that an adverb? Did I use that right?
I think because
You're describing a dance.
he's a spicy runner. No? Wait. No, that's still an adjective.
Yeah. What is it? Hey, tweet at us. Let's know what an
spi-
adverb is.
he's spicily running.
Spicily
he's
running.
figgily running. Okay, we're getting off course.
Choose your delivery date. Keep up with your busy busy holiday time schedule. I was just squishing the two together. And it can help you stay afloat during the busy holiday season.
Now, you don't want to sink in the holiday season. You want to
You
stay
don't.
afloat.
Have you ever sunk during the holiday season?
Many times. I was in a coma for a week.
HelloFresh brought me back. Just kidding. They can't. HelloFresh cannot bring you back from a coma. Just to be clear.
No.
So
well,
for
they can't say they can or cannot.
right, we cannot legally say that
Yeah.
they can or cannot. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit hellofresh.com and enter WSL30. It's 30, but the numbers 3
Three
and
and
0
zero.
don't type out 30 in letters. Which if you type out
Numerically, you should put.
30, numerically
I want to know who typed out the
WSL.
word 30.
30 that made that rule happen.
Yes.
Oh, there's plenty of people. But yeah, if you're gonna do it, WSL and then number 3, and then the number 0.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So.
if you order it, I want to see what you guys cook.
Yeah. Send it to us
pictures.
because then we can be just. Actually, you could put it in
The Slack.
the
The
Slack
Slack.
salivation. If you're not part of the Slack,
Join
what
the
are you doing with your
goddamn
life?
Slack. You know what? We had this conversation on Slack, the messaging app for the. I'm stuck on a cord. The messaging app for the podcast. Now, usually I'd say join the Slack, but I'm calling out the people who already joined the Slack. I'm
Ooh.
telling you to come back to the Slack.
Sometimes I at everyone just to see what happens.
That's good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
then
that.
you get the random message like, I was summoned. What
Yeah.
happened?
I've summoned you.
Yeah, there's still people
I have
there.
to
Come
admit, I
back.
haven't gone on the Slack. in the
that's
past
okay.
I'm on the
few
Slack
days.
right now. I don't talk a lot, but I read.
There's some lurkers.
I'm a lurker, so
Yeah.
I don't talk a whole bunch. Every once in a while, I'll put something. But
Anything you're interested in.
but I
Your
do-
sports, TV, food, alcohol. We got a community right there talking
just-
about it.
I just did
Books?
go on the weekends.
Books.
If it's the weekend, I don't pop in. 'Cause
Oh
I'm
no, it's slow on the weekend. Also, big news in the Slack.
Yeah?
There's a big New York meetup happening this weekend.
this weekend,
Yeah.
I wish we could go.
I know, me too.
Oh, it makes me
We
sad.
have a big
like,
New
this
York.
weekend, I was like, can we?
Wait, what's happening?
No.
No.
No, we can't.
Expensive.
We can't fly to New York. We don't have any money.
We don't
Yeah, we don't have any money yet. Maybe one day because
So
of
check out the Slack.
HelloFresh.
That's good. Yeah, HelloFresh.
But yeah, go to the meetup if you're in New York.
if you're in New York.
Go
All
to the
right.
meetup. Okay, what I was gonna say before we broke for our beautiful sponsor HelloFresh, is what is the most memorable job interview you've ever had? Also, what is the best interview question you've ever been asked?
Oh, all my interviews are boring.
Really?
Yeah, there was nothing exciting. It's just you show up, you talk to people, and they go like, all right, I'll let you know. And then you find out or not. Like, it wasn't anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have. Let me think.
Even the SourceFed interview was pretty chill because I knew Danny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
so
helps.
interviewing with her, she was kind of had to go like, all right, now, like, she had to turn off friend mode and
Yeah.
go, now I'm interviewing you. And I was
Right,
like,
right,
okay.
right.
and it was fine. And then afterward, we're like, all right, cool. I'll see you at the party in a couple days or whatever. But the actual interview was very straightforward. Like, this is the duties. Can you handle that? You know, stuff like that.
So the echo has gotten much worse
Yes,
over the
it
course of
has.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, maybe nope, that didn't help.
Oh no.
Oh.
This is
it's
gonna
real
be
bad.
a bitch to sync.
Well, no, it'll be fine because
In the recording, it doesn't sound echoey.
right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
fine.
us.
It's just us.
I don't have one. Can I say pass?
Yeah, you could say pass. You've never had one. What's the
I'm
weirdest
sorry,
question
Martin.
you've
We
been
failed
asked
you.
about your work then? Like, has anybody asked you weird questions?
About my job?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain this job.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sorry. To the audience at home, this echo is becoming kind of an issue.
It is.
It's like that one game that SourceFed used to play. Jibber Jabber?
Yes, the
that was the
speech
worst.
jammer.
Speech Jammer.
Okay, so what we can do is we could pause it. It's going to cause a problem with the
I
video.
say we just keep going until we go mad.
So here's the thing. If we sound really strange, like if we are talking slower or we're slurring our words or if there's any problems, it's not our fault.
We're going to go with it. I can definitely feel myself talking a
A
little
little bit
slower.
slower. Which here, the thing about that is for me, it's probably an advantage
I
because
mean, we could just not have the headphones on.
Ooh,
and
we
just talk
could.
Ooh,
to
that's
the
a good
mic.
idea.
oh man,
Wait.
that's a whole changed experience.
Look at that now. We're having normal conversations.
Oh man.
But you can't tell if you're
The
too
whole
far
world is
away
different
from
when
the
you have
mic.
your headphones
Yeah,
off.
that's true. We got to just stay next to the mic.
Okay. What's the next
you
question?
trying it?
I'm going to do it
I'm gonna
until
do
I-
it.
Well,
half
okay,
and
so
half.
I have to answer it. The most memorable job interview I've ever had. Well, so the one Source said was just pretty normal. I had one at a place where the other guy's name, who was gonna be my manager, and this isn't like memorable for any specific reason except just that it's one that I remember because it was weird. Not weird, but just like interesting. So his name was also Spencer. So Spencer was interviewing Spencer.
Spencer with a C.
Spencer with a C was interviewing me, and this was before SourceFed.
Yeah.
And then it was a position. It was an office assistant, like front desk
Right.
role, like you had at SourceFed
Yeah.
when you first started. Because I just needed anything, and it was at an agency. It was like at a ad agency.
Oh, I see.
And I was like, I just need something, and then I can find something else if it doesn't work out. But like, I just need a job. And so then they called me. So I got called the interview. I got a callback for the callback. What's
Right.
that called?
A
follow-up?
Follow-up
A
interview.
follow-up interview. I got a follow-up interview where I met more of the people, and then I didn't hear from them for like a week, and so I emailed them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you didn't get the job," and I was like, "Okay, interesting," because I was like, "I'm qualified for this
Right.
position. I'm overqualified for this position. Like, I should be able to get this position. I don't
Yeah.
understand why I didn't get it." So I emailed Spencer, and I was like, "Hey, just want to check in because like I wanted to see." If there was something like, I wanted to see
What
why I
happened?
didn't get it. And he was like, now that you're not a candidate, I can tell you this, like, you would have been bored out of your mind at this job. And I'm looking to leave. Like,
I see.
I'm looking to leave. And
He was looking out for you.
and he was like, I can tell, because we had the same name, but we also had very similar, like, tendencies and, like, creative, because we were talking before the interview.
Right.
And we were just very similar. And he was like, yeah, you don't want that job. He was like, you don't want to work there. You would be bored out of your mind. I'm looking to leave. Like, I'm saving you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, so it was memorable because it was like, somebody told me, yeah, you don't want this job.
Don't do this.
They'll be like, no, escape.
No.
while you
Yeah,
can."
we
Yeah.
need somebody who just wants to sit in an office all day and file papers
Ooh.
and make sure that shit is going, like, things are happening and that things, like, the fridge is stocked and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, you wouldn't like it. You would be miserable and you'd want to die every day. So that was a nice save on his part. But it was memorable because it was weird, you know.
Beautiful.
I don't remember what the most interesting I got asked weird questions because I interviewed a lot of places.
I had one where it was like, if you were a superhero, what power would you want? Or what animal do you want to be?
What do you guys say when they ask you what your weakness is, because a lot
That's a
of places
good
ask
one.
you
Oh,
that.
you always
And the
you-
go-to is that I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, that's
But
what you say.
but they see right through that now because it's been like that's such a like standard answer. So you guys have any clever things you say? Any clever like weaknesses?
I don't even remember. It's like
I think right now I would say that my weakness is that I don't like being restless. I like staying busy.
yeah,
So
because
if
you
I'm
have to
not, So
turn.
if I'm not busy, I get a little. I'll say I'll get a little stressed out. So that means give me work to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they'll
you have
give
to
me work
make the
do.
weakness a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be like, oh, I like keeping busy. I like doing things.
Yeah. I don't know what I mean because I am a workaholic.
Yeah.
So I'm not lying when I say that. So that's why I think
they'd
I would
figure
say
that out. If you showed up with your hair like that and you're just like, I
I'm ready
need
to
stuff
do
to
things.
do. Like I think it'd be fine.
Give me work. Yeah. But yeah, they always ask like those kinds of questions, and the questions that where they ask you about like what. I always ask them what their favorite part about the position.
Mm.
that
Oh, you
they're
ask
in
questions?
Is.
I never
Yeah,
ask
they
questions.
ask if you want to ask questions. I always ask them. I always ask them like a significant amount of questions
Yeah.
if they let me. Like I'll ask them what their least favorite part about the company is. I'll ask them, what part about their job is the most fulfilling, and what part of the job that I'm going into seems like it'll be the most challenging.
Those are good. I was like, I never ask. I just
Because-
jump right in. I'm like, well, figure it
because
out.
not
Yeah.
only does it make it seem like I'm interested in the position, which I might be, but and like actually knowing about the position, but it also tells me if I want the position.
Yeah.
Which is really important too. Of like, because after I had that interview, I was like, shit, because I applied to a ton of places,
Yeah.
and I was like, I just need to find a position, and I still kind of felt that way because I needed money, but after that, I was like, he's right. Like, if I find a job that if I take
Hate.
a job that I hate,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awful. I'm gonna be miserable. So, so that was interesting. And so I usually try and ask, or I used to try and ask those so that I would be able to, once I went to like the other interviews I did, so that I would have more information about the position, because sometimes they're pretty hush hush about it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, depending on the company. But especially if it's like a bigger company, they just tell you like kind of roughly what you're gonna be doing, until you get that second interview. So yeah.
I would love the answer of just like, oh, so what are my duties? And they're just like, you know what? I don't really know.
We're not really sure.
We know we need somebody
Yeah.
and we need these things done.
Yeah.
But we haven't had that position before, so we're
Well,
gonna see how
when
it
there's
goes.
a company that's expanding, it's interesting because like we're expanding right now,
Mhm.
and so there are roles that we are bringing on. That like we had somebody come and interview for a role last week, yesterday. Was that yesterday?
No, that
No, it
wasn't
was 2 days
yesterday.
ago.
Oh,
Had to be 2 days ago.
Jesus.
But we had somebody come in and they're like, and they're interviewing. Basically, there are two different sides of the production like setup that we have,
Mhm.
and so they're interviewing for the other position that
A
would be
shooter editor.
parallel with what we are doing.
Yeah.
And so
I'll say, I'm trying to simplify it. I'm like, they're interviewing for another click in the
yeah,
company.
yeah. Like we handle the sciencey stuff. They handle like the TLC lifestyle
Yeah.
stuff. And so we don't have to handle the TLC lifestyle stuff. Not that I would mind doing that, but
You need more people.
it's not only that, but like it's not what I'm necessarily good at. So why would
Yeah.
I put me on something that I'm not necessarily the best at? And so but it's interesting because they were like, okay, well, here's kind of the position, and all the stuff you've been doing for the past 6 months is not really the position that they will be working in.
Right.
So it kind of is, but like for the most part, we've been doing sort of a smattering of everything because it's a startup. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a startup, and we're expanding. And so they were like, what position? What's the position do? And we're like, well, kind of does everything right now.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to be able to do everything, but
which is so stressful.
daunting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's fine. I like it. I like being able to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like I for everything I love
Like yesterday, your job was fixing the printer.
that was one of my primary positions was fixing the
It
printer. And
almost
guess
got
what?
rebroken today.
We did it. I know. We don't talk about that. But yeah, I mean, it for everything I loved about SourceFed, one of the things that was really hard was that we were doing the exact same thing every single day, which is good because you know what you're gonna have to do and you know that you have the skills to be able to tackle it that day. And the fact that the people who were doing the videos were insane in the best way.
Yeah.
So they would always come in with something that you didn't expect or that was nuts. And so that helps to break up the monotony because, Suptic would run through the office screaming with no pants on, or Steve would,
Or Steve, whichever.
or Steve would, yeah,
Both
either
the
of the
Steves
Steves.
just kind of did
Yeah.
that.
And Candace would come in dancing. Like it was enough different every day that it wasn't really bad. But one of the only downsides of that job was that I felt like I got footage and I did the same thing every single day.
Oh yeah.
And so with something like this, it's like we're just doing different shows and different things and different styles and different formats every day. So it's pretty exciting. Okay, Conrad Tokyo asked, do you guys use any free online video converters for video or audio stuff? This is more of a technical question. But yeah, we have a couple of those.
I was like, I don't have an answer to this question.
We used 4K.
Oh, to download from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download from YouTube. So if you're looking to download from YouTube, 4K
That's
video
great.
downloader is the best. I remember Owen had it installed, and he would just download playlists.
Yeah.
Do you remember
I
that?
remember when SourceFed was closing. I think he downloaded the entire channel.
Yeah, he set it overnight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
really?
Yeah. He set it overnight
'Cause
because we didn't know if it was going to get wiped. We didn't know if the whole channel was going to go away, what was going to happen.
Oh,
So he
set it.
downloaded
Yeah,
all.
he downloaded the entire discography.
that's amazing.
But yeah, you can do that with 4K,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool. What's one of the ones I usually just use like in the Premiere
The media
software,
encoder.
just use Media Encoder.
The problem that I find is when you're trying to get videos, everything is now MKV. If you see, have you noticed that?
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, but everything's MKV, and it makes it a real pain in the ass for it to be read on other
What is
platforms.
MKV? Do we know?
I don't know.
Where did it
was
come from?
originally. I remember originally being used for anime programming, because I think
Okay.
you're able to layer in like subtitles and different audios into it. But trying to say I want to download a movie and I want to make a super cut of something, or I want to adjust it.
Yeah.
MKV files don't work natively into Premiere, so I
They're
can't.
like one of the only things.
Yeah,
that
the
don't
file
work
is not
natively.
supported, and so the only way.
Interesting.
I don't know. I haven't really dug deep into it, but I just kind of converted through VLC.
Didn't Flash used to be MKVs? Like Flash videos?
I thought it was
Flash
FLV.
videos are FL, yeah.
Yeah, but like, didn't they?
Maybe.
Like when you downloaded them off the internet, weren't they MKVs? I don't know. I might be
I
wrong.
don't remember.
But yeah, so it basically can hold like a bunch of video and audio and subtitle tracks.
I think so. Yeah. So
it's
but
like
yeah,
a container.
yeah. So the only way I can
Interesting.
convert it is through VLC, and I'm sure there's other programs. I used to know, because years ago, like Adobe wouldn't be able to read all the different formats, but now it reads everything. MOV,
I know, it's pretty good.
MP4.
It's pretty good. I'm constantly surprised at what Adobe can handle.
Yeah.
Like for all the bugs and shit that we run into with Premiere and After Effects sometimes, like it does a pretty damn good job of reading most things.
Yeah, MKV is just the one bastard.
And do you know Final Cut takes MKV?
I don't know.
No idea?
I haven't tried
I-
to do
Final
I
Cut
that.
remember
doesn't
Final
take
Cut
m-
having more difficult.
Yes,
to
it was
try to-
definitely
yeah.
more. But also, this is back when it was 7.
Yeah.
Final Cut 7. So I don't know
mean,
about.
Maybe I'll occasionally download like a trailer off of YouTube to put in my vlog to be like, I want to go see this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll
Right.
just do like 10
Well, those are
seconds of it.
typically okay. Those are MP4s.
Oh,
Yeah. When you download it off the internet, yeah. But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
interesting.
We
Why?
don't. Yeah, just Adobe Media Encoder.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. I mean, if you want to convert stuff, and you said also VLC.
VLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't do a great job, but it's there.
Okay, a bang panoy.
A bang panoy.
A bang panoy. It's pronounced Josh, I was told. What word would you create that would have a very specific meaning?
What word I would create?
Like a new word that you'd make that has a very specific meaning.
I don't know. I don't think about this.
I think I would make one for a word for being distracted by your phone.
Ah.
Oh.
Like he is this.
He is.
Oh yeah, he wasn't listening. He was.
Bang panoid.
He was just joshing around.
He was just joshing.
just joshing around. But yeah, I think we need a word for that because in today's like modern culture, that's a very common
But no,
thing.
isn't that a word? Isn't that like
Maybe,
when
I don't know,
someone
it
is
might
not
be.
paying attention to you and they're on their phone, you are blank.
Distracted.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but like that's not the right word because distracted could be like, oh, there's a giant monster overtaking
I'm gonna look
Tokyo.
at this.
Distracted, like digital
Like
distraction.
distracted.
Distracted.
That's almost there.
Hold on, I'm gonna look something up.
There
real
might be a
quick.
word in another country that means that. Like, there's
Yeah.
those words that mean certain things in other languages.
Yeah, there's like a German word for when you feel embarrassed for somebody else or
Yeah,
something, and you
uh-huh.
also feel
It's a
that.
pretty
and I was
good
just like,
one.
oh, I know that word. I
Yeah.
feel that word.
Like when
all
you
the
watch
time.
somebody trip
Yeah.
and you're like,
Oh,
I feel bad. I
that-
don't feel embarrassed, but I know they feel embarrassed. Or like when somebody like, when they're like stretching and then they're like just their pants rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like,
oh.
Oh God.
It's yeah.
Like,
It's,
it's not-
It's
it
like
doesn't hurt me,
sympathetic
but yeah.
embarrassment.
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 Sympathy and embarrassment. Did you find it? Did you
I
find
can't
anything?
find it. I thought I've seen it before, but oh well.
I don't think it's a word, and we need to make a word. I will take suggestions. If anybody wants to shoot a suggestion in the Slack or on
I'm
Twitter,
gonna vote for distraction.
it just doesn't roll off the tongue. We need something that rolls off the tongue.
What's a word when you're peeling an orange
Okay.
and you get all that citrusy wetness on your fingers?
Oh, like when you're doing something and it's the stuff that it's the smell or the taste that remains on your fingers.
or even like,
it's like residue.
the
but-
wetness. You
the
know, when you're
wetness.
peeling the orange and
yeah,
you're just
I'm just thinking
wet.
about a more like widespread thing. So it's not just an orange. It's like when you're doing something with a fruit or a vegetable and then you smell your fingers afterwards and it smells like that thing.
I want a proper word for FOMO. I don't want it to be FOMO.
Fear of missing out?
Yeah, I want a real word for that.
Yeah, like you could. Well, because FOMO has become what people
what it
call
is,
it.
but FOMO
but it's
just
an
sounds
acronym.
awful. I don't like that sound.
FOMO?
Yeah.
A
Fear of missing
moist
out.
FOMO.
Oh God,
Oh.
it's like when people go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
I
They're-
missed the moist FOMO.
Yeah.
Maybe I want a 1 degree off of FOMO where it's like you do like you feel bummed that you missed out a bunch of stuff, but at the same time you're also like, but I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I'm tired, kind of thing where you're like, oh, that would have been nice, but also nah, you still wouldn't have made the effort
it's
to go.
so FOMO. It's sort of.
Sort of FOMO where you're like,
no, it's so
oh,
FOMO. Sort
okay.
of fear of missing out.
Sort of fear.
Sort of fear of missing out. It's
sort
just
of
so
fear of
FOMO.
You're like, ah.
Yeah, that's that new word now. It's so FOMO.
Or like when you actually had your own
Or
great
SOFOMO.
adventure on your own, but yet you still look at your timeline and you're like, oh, but I missed this party. Even though you were having like a good time elsewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, so it's not fear of missing out because you still like went to a thing you wanted to do. But you're also like, dang, I missed it.
See,
Maybe it's the afterward.
I just don't. I don't care. Is that bad?
No.
No, you're
I
normal.
just don't give a
This is-
shit. I don't care.
I just constantly go, because I want to be at all the things
Yeah.
all the time.
See, I don't want to be at all the things.
So
I want to
it's
be at
not-
2 of the things.
It's less of a fear.
Then I
and
wanna
it's
go home.
more, It's more like, damn it, I missed it.
Oh, I see.
It's like,
See,
oh,
I
fuck,
feel
missed
that
it.
way. I feel that way when I miss somebody's birthday.
Mm.
I feel really bad.
So okay, so what about? It's not fear of missing out. It's the after. It's already happened.
A fear of
It's the
a
and
fear
it's not
of
a fear.
missing something. It's a
It's a regret.
it's a regret. So it'd be
It's a. Anyway, yeah, that's whatever that feeling
Romo.
is. Romo.
Romo. Tony Romo.
Regret
Dallas
of missing
Cowboys.
out. That's a Romo.
But it's regret from missing out.
Mo.
From.
This is hard for me because
Mo.
I can't even think of
Mo.
character names when I'm writing. Like when I'm writing something, I was like, I don't know what to name this person. Boy.
You just name them. You just name them something. You come back and do it later.
Ugh, I
Either
hate
that or
naming
you have to
things.
establish the character fully before you write it. Those are your 2 options, and that's not true at all. You can do whatever works
I
for
know.
you.
I
But
hate picking names
I
for
either
people.
pick
I
a
love
name that
picking
doesn't mean
names.
anything,
Yeah.
and I just write because I want to get started, or I develop the whole character out, know their first, middle, and last name, where they went to school, all the shit about them, and then write the story, because then I know what to draw
Where they're
from.
coming
I
from.
just
Yeah, it
love,
depends on
I
what kind of
love
story you're
naming
telling.
characters. 'Cause I
I-
just start going on like just looking up
can't.
Baby
name
names?
meanings and just trying to figure it out. I'm like,
Baby
how do
names,
I fit with the
they
theme
know
and
writers
this? It's
area.
great.
I used
good.
to, I don't know where it is anymore, but when I graduated college and went to my friends' graduations, I would take the pamphlet of all the graduates
Oh.
and I would see all the different kinds of names because in the names I'd be like, how, like that does not sound like a real name, but it is a name.
Right.
And I wanted to use that as a source to pull names from
Yeah,
to
totally.
write stuff because it's just like thousands
So
of
many
people.
names.
I
yeah.
used to use street names in LA for last names.
Yeah.
Every street here sounds like a last name, and it works.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
I just want to pull from.
Are there any names that we kind of talked about names last time, but like, or a couple times ago, but are there any names that you used to really like that looking back on it, you're like, ooh, I shouldn't have liked that? Like, you're like, oh, I could name my character or my child that,
Oh.
and now you're like, I would never name somebody that.
No, I like all my weird ass names.
I remember
I
just
had a
naming
character
all
named
my characters
Popcorn.
Skylar. I thought that was the coolest fucking name ever, and it is a cool name.
is
But when
cool.
you use it like 3 or 4 times,
Skylar.
yeah.
It's fine.
I remember there was a guy in college who named all of his female characters, every single one in his scripts, Brookie.
Brookie.
Oh,
Every single one was Brookie
I wonder why.
or Brecky, one of the
Figgy.
two. Fig-
I had a character named Popcorn. She was real cool.
Popcorn. That's a good name. We came up with a good name. What was the good name? I don't think it's on
Yeah,
here
did you
anymore.
remember what it was? Because I'm so mad at it.
It's either. I think it was Walrus Boot.
What?
Walrus Boot was great, but it was another one. It was
It's
when
on that
everybody
laptop over there.
it was when everybody was in the room and we were talking about weird names and I was talking about how I really like the name Imagine but spelled with an A.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then there was somebody came up with a boy name that also had that
I
same
think I might have
effect.
written it on the laptop.
Mamagin?
We can look it up.
Please, because I need that name back into my existence and I didn't write it down.
This is a blind side for me. I don't know. I'm terrible with names and words.
No,
Just not.
I
I would have
can't.
said if I were to ever have a child and they were a girl, I would name them Imagine but spelled with an A.
That's
Because I think that's pretty. And then
I'm
in that discussion, it was another name that did not start with an A, but it was a boy's name, and it was like a thing, but that wasn't a thing because Imagine's not
Charlie.
really a name, and it was something, and then I could change the letter to an A, and I was like, oh my god, I got the double A's, like this is great. I have the option.
And now it's gone. It's lost
forever.
to the ether.
You know what I don't
forever.
like is when parents name their kids with the same first letter.
Letters. You don't like-
Molly, Mitch, Megan.
Maggie.
Are you
and
not about
Maggie.
that?
No, don't. Your kids are not toys.
Yeah, they are.
You can't
They're
just.
little smushy little bean
You
things.
can't. They're not. They're people. Don't make it a game out of their names.
I have-
Molly, Mitch, Megan, and Maggie.
I have an aunt
These are
who
my
named
kids.
all her kids S names. So we have Sheldon, Shannon, yeah,
I don't like it.
Sadosi.
I'm an only child, so I don't know.
What that's
What
like.
that's
Wait,
like.
You don't have any friends who had that?
I don't have any friends, so it's
Oh.
not.
Well, all my,
If
all
you
my
join the
pets-
Slack, you can get a lot of friends.
I mean, my cats' names are space themed because I'm Star.
See, that's cool though.
but that's I guess that's
'Cause that-
okay.
that
I
plays
would,
with you.
I would kind of do that with my kids too, but I really like
Astro
the word
Boy?
Imagine.
Me-
maybe name your son Astro Boy.
My mom and my aunt are flowers.
Astro just sounds. I've
Sounds
heard
like a
that too
dog.
much as a dog's name that I don't think that would be okay.
Hmm.
But I would name like Sirius, all that stuff. I'd like look up some constellations. It wouldn't be too weird. I think because it's all Greek names or Roman names.
Isaac Newton.
What?
No.
Name
Isn't
your
that-
child Isaac Newton.
His first name?
Yeah. Just a
Isaac
hyphen
Newton
name.
Stark.
Not mine.
Oh.
Doesn't apply to me.
Nah.
Too weird.
No, I just would want like I don't know, like celestial body kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about you could do like the what is that? Okay, I can't think of the name. It's the area. It's the
Orion's belt.
yeah.
I'd name a kid Orion.
Orion's pretty cool. It's
Orion's
like Ryan.
a great name. Like it's just like, all right, cool.
What was Orion's belt? Was Orion a person?
Orion, I think, was like maybe I think like a
A
Hercules
god?
type person.
Orion, Orion, right?
Yeah.
I know they're a production
Orion.
company.
Orion. Oh yeah, it is. Orion. It's a prominent constellation. It's named after Orion, a hunter in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
There's
I
got
didn't know
some
that. That is a cool
Artemises,
name.
Some Diana's in there. You got a whole range of names. You got some Vesves. You got some.
What's
You know what's-
that?
you know-
Vesves is I believe it is a dwarf planet. But here's the thing. This is also me going into Sailor Moon because a lot of the Sailor Moon characters are named after
Oh,
celestial
yeah, yeah.
bodies.
So, yeah,
So it's
you
real
have some
easy me to be
back-
like, I'm like,
back
oh,
stuff.
Pata Pata and Vesves and like Sari. Like there's a lot of doubled up names, and you're like, okay.
I mean, it sounds cool when it's
Yeah.
in a cartoon. I don't know about having that for your actual name though.
It's
Like
all
if I
good.
called you Luis or Lulu.
Lulu.
There's a character named Lulu, but it's a little girl.
Lulu, you buy some apples. Lulu, you buy some too.
What? What is happening?
Lulu.
It's Lulu. You don't know that cartoon?
No.
Oh, I thought I'm singing from South Park.
Oh, I know
Butters
there's a
used to
little-
sing that
There's a
song.
little cartoon called Little Lulu, and she
Oh.
sings songs. So I thought you were singing the
No,
song. from
this
that.
is. If
You're
you
singing
watch
the South Park. Okay, now
from
I know.
Butters.
Yeah, but
Lulu, you
yeah.
buy some apples. Lulu, you buy some too.
Butters is a great
I'm
name.
losing my
Butters is a great.
mind.
Oh my God, that is a good name.
Butters. is
Butters?
fantastic, yeah.
Butters.
That's a cute name.
That's a really great name. Okay, well we should wrap it up. Because we have to get back to work.
We have to-
I know,
yeah.
sadly. Our lunch is over. It's been an hour. Anyway, thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. You can go to, for $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, you can visit HelloFresh.com and enter promo code WSL30.
3-0.
That's numbers 3
0.
and the number 0. Cool. I'm at Spenser Starke.
I'm just join the Slack. That's where I'm at. I don't get on social media anymore. I'm not
Oh.
on Facebook or I've stopped Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I'm just on Slack and Reddit.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well,
That's
you-
okay.
okay.
We'll join you in the Slack.
Yeah, join the
I'm
Slack.
Starline Hodge, and you can find me on Instagram and on
And on
Twitter and
Twitter,
all
yeah.
those things. So yeah, Starline X on those. Well, no, wait.
Starline.
Well, yeah. It's
Oh, and
pronounced
this-
Starline.
That's true.
I have to repeat this all the time. It's Starline X on Twitter and just Starline on Instagram.
There you go.
And you
All
can
right.
find the Slack link on our Twitter.
On Twitter
See you
page.
late.
Yep, that's it.
And
All right.
subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
Yay!
Oh, yeah! We'll see you next
Goodbye.
time.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, we're doing kisses again.
They wanted it back.
Never. Never.
Mwah.